A young boy named Karan lived in a peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills. He was known for his artistic talent and spent his days painting the beautiful landscapes around him. But Karan was never satisfied with his work. He constantly compared himself to his friend Chris, who was also an artist but seemed to create more vibrant and admired paintings. Why can't my paintings be as good as Chris's? Arjun would often wonder. No matter how hard I try, I always fall short. One day, an old monk named Guruji visited the village. He was known for his wisdom and gentle nature. Karan, feeling disheartened, approached Guruji and shared his struggles. Guruji, no matter how much I practice, I can't paint like Chris. My work always feels inferior. What am I doing wrong? Guruji smiled and placed a hand on Karan's shoulder. Come with me tomorrow. I want to show you something. The next morning, Guruji took Arjun to a quiet meadow on the outskirts of the village. In the meadow's center stood two trees, one tall and majestic, with broad leaves and strong branches, and the other shorter and slender, with delicate flowers blooming on its branches. What do you see? Guruji asked. Karan frowned. One tree is strong and grand, and the other is small and ordinary. The first tree is clearly better. Guruji shook his head. Look closer. Karan stepped closer and noticed something he hadn't seen before. The tall tree provided shade and shelter for birds, but its leaves were coarse and its bark rough. The smaller tree, on the other hand, was covered in fragrant flowers that attracted butterflies and bees. Its branches swayed gracefully in the wind, creating a soothing sound. Each tree has its own beauty and purpose, Guruji said. The tall tree provides strength and shelter, while the smaller one brings color and life to the meadow. If the smaller tree tried to grow as tall as the other, it would lose its flowers and its unique charm. And if the tall tree tried to be delicate, it would lose its strength. Karan was silent for a moment. But people admire the tall tree more. No one notices the smaller one. Guruji smiled. That's where you're wrong. The bees and butterflies don't compare the trees, they appreciate for what it offers. Joy comes not from being better than others, but from being true to yourself. Karan thought about Guruji's words as they walked back to the village. Over the next few weeks, he began to paint differently. Instead of trying to mimic Chris's style, he focused on what made his own art unique. He painted the delicate flowers, the gentle sway of the trees, and the quiet beauty of the meadow. To his surprise, people started to notice his work in a new way. They admired the subtle details and the emotion in his painting. Even Chris complimented him, saying, "Your paintings have a quiet beauty that I could never capture." Karan realized that Guruji was right. The comparison had only robbed him of joy, but embracing his own uniqueness had brought him fulfillment and recognition. From that day on, Karan stopped comparing himself to others. He focused on his own journey, finding joy in the process of creating and sharing his art.